Billy, why are you stealing all the post-its? Oh, well, I've got to go on level 3s in a minute, boss, and I need something to keep my hands busy, otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. So,
Origami.
origami time.
So what, the post office was selling insurance, and he's like, you need to be able to sell me this insurance and understand this insurance in order for you to get hired. I'm like, wait. Back then it was like £9 an hour, or even less than that. It was like 10 years ago. I'm like, oh, do I want to sell this for £9 an hour? And I'm like, yeah, I'll come back when? Tomorrow? Yeah, that's perfect. Never went back.
I think he said, if I ever saw like a proper like an actual like plan to like end world hunger, I would totally do it. And the UN, being the UN, came up with a plan. They said, okay, 60 billion quid, that's how much it's going to cost to fix world hunger. This is how we plan to do it. Can we have your financial support, Mr. Elon Musk? And he ignored them.
Yeah, of course he did.
Of course he did.
Of course.
Live. Welcome to the Billy and Andre Show with Billy and
Andre.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications when new stuff pops up. We release new videos every Monday.
At 12.
At 12 o'clock, when I remember to schedule them properly, which mostly happens.
Oh, it was just the one time that you messed it up?
It was one time, yeah.
And it was actually my fault because I didn't specifically tell you to do that, so... was kind of my fault.
Yeah, it was totally your fault. And the fact that I was lazing about not putting the video up whilst you were at the gym, and then you had to do it yourself.
Funny enough, my friend from London, she's like, is the video coming out this week? And I'm like, yes, because I thought it was going up anyway, because I thought you were going to put it up, and you didn't.
I may have slightly forgot after doing the description and the title. Sorry about that.
So then I went in and I'm like, fuck. So I went in and I put it on and I messaged her. Yeah, I don't know. Something happened with YouTube.
Yeah. That old... we just outed ourselves. I didn't realize you lied to your friend about this.
I did. She knows I'm a liar. It's fine. She still watched it, so...
No one gets on your case about lying if you make lying part of your like identity.
Yeah. I am a massive liar.
Yeah, so it makes everything easier. So how have you been this week, my friend?
Really good. Working way too much.
Yeah, working way too much. I have also been working, but just the right amount. I've been very happy with
it. A little bit jealous. Working 3 days a week.
Yeah. I mean, it was the hours that were available. I would like to be working more. No, I wouldn't.
No. That's such a lie.
I think working 3 days a week is bang on.
You're talking about me lying. There you go. That was a blunt lie to my face.
It was a little bit, yeah. But it is. It's a mixed bag working like 3 days out of the week because 3 days of the week, perfect amount of work you should be doing. 3 days, 8 hours. Work-life balance is great. You feel good when you wake up in the morning. When you go to work, you're sharper. Yeah. I think it's a really, really good thing that more people should do.
Aren't there actual studies showing that people are more productive if they work less?
Several. In fact, there was a big experiment not too long ago in the UK where a bunch of companies tried out 4-day working weeks. Everyone loved it, and a lot of them still do it to this day.
Yeah, because it's more you're more rested, so you are more willing to go to work.
Yeah, and there's a big difference in what you can do in a day if you show up in a good mood and not stressed out of your mind and not exhausted from having done 4 days previously. Because you know what it's like when it's like the end of your 5 days?
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Like the last day is just pain.
Yeah, it's always pain. It's so painful. You're like counting I count hours. I've been going into this horrible habit lately. I go into work and I'm like, 8 hours to go. And that's minute 1 of being there, right?
That is a very universal feeling, my friend. We've all had those feelings.
It feels so heavy.
Yeah, I mean, imagine when, because I used to do ridiculously long shifts, like 15 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
Like 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. That's when I worked in disability care. if you've ever worked in disabled care, then you will also know the feeling of having to do a long day.
Yeah.
Possibly 2 long days in a row. That one always messed me up, where it's
Yeah.
just like back to back.
Yeah.
Get back like home at like 11 or whatever,
And then you have to go back to work. The
and you
next
know you've got to
morning.
get up early the next morning. So
Yeah.
you're looking at your beer, going, "Can I afford to drink you? I
Yeah.
want to drink you, but that's the pain of being stuck in between long day shifts."
So the pain that you just did there, it's gonna be so painful for me to take out.
Yeah, sorry, don't worry, I'll fix it.
You better fix it. I'm sorry.
I don't want to fry your speakers. It's funny that you mentioned like that though, because what you just talked about was kind of going to be our topic for the day, or at
Yeah.
least what the topic I was
You
going to
would
bring.
think like I knew that.
I know, right? But I kind of didn't really elaborate on it. But
Yeah. Well, I thought I'm gonna have to play the cards in that direction, right? Because I should stop saying playing cards after the last video.
yeah. For the record, we are recording this right after our incredibly impassioned rant video, which will be posted under a separate name
Yeah.
on this channel, but under a separate name. We don't want to. We want to keep things lighthearted on this podcast. We don't want to get everything to be too serious and just have us swearing into a microphone for an hour solid.
Yeah.
But if that kind of thing,
Think you do enjoy, just wait for the video.
Just wait for that
actually,
video
I think
to-
that I'm gonna post that video.
first,
Yeah.
to be fair, it's
So
probably a
this
good
whole
idea.
conversation we just had now for a second means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's fine. But anyway, back on topic.
Yep.
The topic I was going to bring up today is actually kind of an interesting one, and it does actually relate to working. Why is it that when you go to work, doesn't matter, like I used to work at a Pizza Hut place, like after uni, so classes would finish, I'd go home, get changed, and I'd usually work like 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
It was one of those 0-hour contract things, basically.
Oh, yeah. It's still going on.
Oh yeah, it's still not
it's
fun.
such a broken industry.
It is. And what I discovered is that those 3 to 4 hours I'd be working at Pizza Hut from like 6 till like 8 or whatever, they would go so insanely slowly that I would feel like I'd had 2 days instead of inside one. You know, like
Yeah.
I'd have my uni day and then I'd have my work day, even though the work day was a couple of hours. It
Yeah.
was a couple of hours. So what I decided to do for my dissertation at the end of my 3 years of uni, I wanted to investigate that phenomenon. Why is it that work hours feel so much slower than any other kind of hours that you do?
Yeah.
And it's actually a really interesting reason. So let's talk about time perception, shall we?
We can talk about time perception.
Yay! So, the thing about time perception is when you talk about it, there's 2 things that you're really talking about. There's your what's called prospective time perception, which is how you're perceiving time as it happens. So this
Oh,
moment.
don't clap your fingers.
Why not?
You're making me more work when I have to take it out.
No, you don't have to take it out. It's me clicking my fingers, just to illustrate the passage of time. I'm doing a
Okay.
Bono thing. Like, every
wow.
time I snap my fingers, a child
child
in
dies.
Africa. Let's stop snapping, you monster! So yeah, the passage of time, your, like, perception of it, the stuff that you're feeling moment to moment, like, how fast you think time is going sort of at this point right now, that's prospective
Yeah.
time perception, right?
And everybody has a different perspective on time.
Exactly. Everyone's time perception ever so slightly different from each other, and there's a bunch of different reasons for that. The other thing you might talk about is like retrospective time perception, which is a bit, everyone talks about this one. You know how as you get older, it feels like your life is going quicker?
Yeah, it does.
That's because you have a larger bank of what's called a reference memory in terms of time. When you know how long a 10-year period feels, what a 10-year period feels like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, in retrospect, it's shorter. Because you're not remembering every second of it,
Yeah.
You cut bits out. So, as we experience more and more of life seems to be happening more quickly. Because we've got more stuff to compare it to, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You get a bigger bank of knowledge.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah. You have a different frame of reference from someone who's younger,
Yeah.
Um,
So you're telling me get dementia and life's gonna be so much longer.
I would not recommend you get dementia.
Okay, cool.
Getting
Then I'm not
dementia
gonna
is
get
not
dementia.
fun.
It's fine. I'm not gonna get it. Okay.
Okay, well, keep doing those word search puzzles. I'm sure it will do good.
That's why I color.
Oh, see, that
see,
makes.
that's how it
I
works.
just assumed that all the Power Rangers coloring books were just like for the cats. Or...
No. Well, you think I just have random children in my house? I color all of those.
I thought you were
I'm
training the
not
cats,
Yeah, to color. We already had a conversation about training cats.
and how it's a bad idea.
Yeah. I do it for myself. And I love it.
Coloring is good and helps stimulate the brain and helps. Actually, one thing it does help do, and this goes back to the point, funnily enough, prospective time perception. So your experience of time, moment to moment, changes based on two major variables. And this is kind of what my dissertation was a bit about. So, number one is emotion. Basically, like how good a mood you're in. If you're depressed, time goes slower. If you're feeling upbeat and like excited and peppy, then it goes a lot quicker. So
All I'm getting out of it, get dementia, be depressed, so you live longer.
you're not gonna.
Okay, I'm
Oh yes,
sorry.
live with dementia and depression. It's really improving the quality of life.
I'm not
people, man.
helping this video, am I?
You are making me laugh though, so that's isn't that what this is really about?
Yeah.
So emotion can affect your time perception. If your job makes you horribly depressed, that job's going to feel like it lasts longer. That's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Andre's like sort of sighing in recognition now and looking like because he doesn't like his job very much.
Yeah. I don't completely hate it
There you go.
all the time.
But sometimes at work you
sometimes.
just go,
7 more hours to go.
yes, 7 hours to go. And they're taking even longer than regular hours because I'm miserable. The other thing that affects your perception of time, though, is, as you mentioned earlier, you've gotten into the terrible habit of doing what?
Counting time.
Counting time, paying attention to the time. Basically, if you want stuff to go quicker, and this is a keen little life hack that I found because I had a lot of jobs where I have to wait around and be silent. So, to give you some perspective, when I was working in mental health, oftentimes you'd have to keep an eye on someone even when they're asleep because they keep trying to do things that would...
So why you were sitting on a chair at the end of their bed and just watching them?
Unironically, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry I said it now.
No, it's fine. It's just that, that's what it's like doing level 3 observations on a night shift. You sit there and everyone takes turns to spend like 1 hour of the night sat observing a person while they're asleep. And
But what were you looking for?
just in case they try to do anything that might hurt themselves.
So what?
Do I?
Just sitting in the room, does it actually help with anything?
It does because
Does it discourage them?
it discourages people from planning stuff, and it also, if they get impulsive about it and just sort of wake up and go, "Oh, right, I'm going to brash."
Second question. I'm sorry, we're moving away from that.
No, go for it.
So would you be allowed to be on your phone during this time?
Generally, it's not recommended because the light can wake people up. Also, at least in the hospitals that I've worked in, none of the hospitals have ever had any good kind of signal. So
you are basically sitting semi-dark in a room watching somebody sleep.
yes, that's quite. I've spent too many hours doing that, and it was never fun.
It does not sound fun.
It is not. It is not fun at all. In fact, it's very, very difficult, especially on night shift when everything's quiet and nothing's happening. It's really difficult to just not fall asleep.
Yeah, because I would imagine you would be like, "Oh, I'm going. I'm going."
I'm going. Oh, yeah, and then you wake up because you nearly fall off the chair, and then that's.
I assume the chair was really uncomfortable.
It depends on the place. Sometimes the chairs were fine. Sometimes it was, general hospital, so it wasn't, and it was just crap. But yeah, that's so.
Sorry.
Getting back to the point, that hour of each shift that I did felt like the longest thing in the world, and you might have to do like 2 or 3 of those per shift. So those periods of the shift are going to suck. So the only way I managed to make those times sort of go a bit more quickly was, I was kind of limited in what I could do. I couldn't just like whip out my phone and start looking on YouTube videos because noise, light, that kind of thing. What I could do was origami. I got really, really good at origami.
No.
Yeah. I got
I'm looking at a piece of paper. Like, Make me something, Billy. Make me something, Billy.
If you want me to like just fiddle paper into the microphone for like 10 minutes,
No, because that would be horrible. That would be horrible to actually take out.
It would, and I can't even show off the results because we haven't got a camera. So
Someday,
one day I'll do a live origami performance for you all. But
just
not
your
today.
hands, just your hands,
Just like
making origami on video.
it's gonna be a draw my life video.
Yeah,
Remember those? Those were fun.
through my life.
But yeah, the thing with origami is it's quiet. It keeps your attention away from like the time that's passing, and it's because it's so quiet and because it's so portable. You can just buy a pack of like square Post-its, and that does perfectly well for like origami paper. And then when the person wakes up, they've got like a little menagerie of animals, like.
I imagine you Googling how to do origami and just learning different animals every time.
That's basically what I did, yeah.
It's like, what you doing, Billy? I'm gonna go in my 1 hour observation shift, so I'm just learning how to do a giraffe today. I'm just trying to get a giraffe. I did not get the neck right last time, so I need to make sure I get it right.
I'm laughing because this is actually exactly the same conversation I've had with several people. Like, Billy, why are you stealing all the Post-its? Oh, well, I've got to go on level 3s in a minute, boss, and I need someone to keep my hands busy, otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. So,
origami
time.
So what, the Post-it budget in the ward was immense.
Yeah, well, the nurses would, insist on having a wide variety of various multicolored Post-it notes. So
how else are you going to take accurate notes?
Exactly. Post-it notes are really valuable. They're used throughout the NHS because, you need to remind yourself to do something. You write it down, you stick it to your computer screen. That way, you know that you need to send an email to Claire or whatever.
Yeah. About her gonorrhea.
Yeah. Not so much in a mental hospital, but yes, I like the sense.
You don't know. She probably had gonorrhea when she got in. My dude, don't be so judgmental of people, what they do in their free time.
Surprisingly enough, not many people who came in onto the ward had STDs. I should point that out.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But I'll tell you what, your point about me just like hurriedly Googling how to make animals, actually, that kind of saved me once. And I'll tell you this little story. So there was a patient in hospital. I was assigned to a long day to them, so that's about 14 and a half hours. I was there basically before they woke up, and I left after they went to bed. So there was a good few hours there where I had to say nothing, do nothing, but also stay awake. So all I could do was origami, because there was a hospital and there's bugger all else you can do there. So this patient had been, shall we say, quite challenging in terms of like their presentation and their behavior and their opinion of us. They didn't like the fact that we were there. They didn't like the fact that they were in hospital or under a section, and they were not shy about letting us know.
Yep.
So in order to just like amuse myself while they were asleep, and also make things, smooth things over between us, I made an origami unicorn because I knew that they liked unicorns.
Aww.
So I made a little origami unicorn, and when they woke up, there was a little origami unicorn sat by the bed. And they went, "Oh, wow, that's really nice. Did you make that for me?" And I said, "Yes." And they treated me a lot better for the rest of that shift.
That's right. Then they forgot, and they were challenging again.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were less challenging with me than they were with other people. So we had a better relationship afterwards. It's little small acts of kindness can do a lot of good in people's lives.
Nice. That's a good story. That's a nice story.
It is a nice story.
That's a nice story.
Yeah, and whenever I saw that person again, they would go, "Oh, you're the paper unicorn guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am the paper unicorn."
Actually,
guy.
I like to be called Billy. You're so rude. My parents gave me this name. You just call me the paper unicorn guy.
I'd rather be known than that than, being known as the guy who was, being an asshole and telling them to, listen to the doctors, because no one likes being told to listen to doctors.
Yeah.
So,
hey, doctors.
Yeah, they get a lot of undue hate, in my opinion, but also some very deserved hate sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not always their fault. They're working within a crap system, so. So back to the point, which we danced away from many years ago.
I'm sorry, Billy. I am gonna be the one with no point today, so I'm just clinging on to every single thing you're saying.
Thanks, man.
You're very welcome.
So, origami basically saved me from doing a poor job. And lots of the time when people would wake up, they'd be, "Oh, Billy's been here." I could tell because there's like 18 different paper animals just like in a little pile around the chair where the people have been sitting all night. And the reason it worked, the reason it did that, and the reason it sped up those hours significantly was because I wasn't paying attention to the time.
Yeah.
But, doing origami, it's fiddly, it's complicated, and it takes like...
I don't think I could do origami at work.
No, I reckon you could probably pull it off.
How? You need to run this. You need to serve that. Oh, let me just finish my dog. Because I need to do my dog origami right now. I'm sorry. But it's getting cold. I'm like, dude, dog origami, important. Can you not bother me right now?
The point still stands. The point is, fiddling with bits of paper and getting them into the shape of a duck made my hour shrink piece by piece. So as long as I could continue doing those things, and you can find a way that this can work for you at work as well, because we've all been there. It's like Friday at the office. Nothing needs to be done. You've already done everything for the day. There is still 1 hour left on the clock before you can leave. If it was a sane world, we would just be able to go to our managers or our bosses and say, "Hey, look, man, I've done everything, literally everything I can do. If you have anything else for me to do, I'll do it, but can I just go? Can I just go and, like, not waste my time sitting here bored out of my mind?" And a sensible boss will sometimes say, yeah, go do that. Yeah, well done.
What do you mean you finished all your work? Have you replied to all the emails? Have you replied to the future emails that are coming into your inbox? And they're like, what do you mean future emails that coming into my inbox? And it's like, yeah, you need to look into the future and reply to them. That's what happens in an office, I imagine. I don't know, dude. I'm just being the boss, being like, no, you need to still do work. You got another hour.
They do say that. They do say that last bit. I was confused about the future emails thing because that sounded.
You need to wait for the future emails to come and be ready for them.
Is this like something that's actually happened to you?
No, no, it didn't. I'm just playing a skit.
My sources.
I'm just making this really lighthearted. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
We had a really tough episode before this one, so I'm trying to be super lighthearted in this one.
Bless you, Andre, for being a little ray of sunshine to my cynical badgering.
No, we both raged in the last one, so it's like I'm bringing myself back.
We are zen. We are zen. We are centered. We are focused, and we are origami. We are folding bits of paper right now.
We are all unicorns, and you're one with a unicorn.
We are.
Breathe in,
breathe out. This is turning into an ASMR video. Yay.
Should we start doing those?
No.
We are not can we do the ones with where you eat a whole bunch of food?
Oh, what, a mukbang?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Can we?
No.
Oh.
The thing is with mukbang people, and I know this because I used to know someone who was like quite into the scene. I'm not entirely sure what enjoyment people get out of those things.
Dude, I'll make an OnlyFans for it. Can I still do it?
You don't need an OnlyFans for a
I don't know. I want to
mukbang.
charge people extra for watching me munch down on pizza.
It's just...
I don't know. I'll start eating clams.
The thing is, a lot of those like mukbang people, right? And people don't like talk about this necessarily because the whole point of a mukbang is you just eat shit. That like there's not often talking. There doesn't have to be talking. So a lot of people would just eat like massive amounts of food over a very long period of time.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you is they like fasted for 3 days before and after doing that.
Oh, no, F that. I'm not doing that then.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Because you can't do too many mukbangs without getting horrendously obese. You just can't. You can't eat that much food.
I thought it's free food because you're recording yourself and it's over the internet.
So it has no physical consequences.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that how the internet works?
No.
Oh. Then we're not doing that.
Well, it's famously there's a guy called Nikocado Advocado or something like that. He used to be like a vegan influencer type. Then he basically, him and his boyfriend, they'd started just eating just American amounts of food. Just massive piles of food.
That's bigger than Excel.
Yeah.
American size.
It is. They would eat these giant piles of food. And slowly over time, he became incredibly unhealthy.
Oh,
And
I wonder why.
yeah, because he was just eating giant like piles of pizzas stacked upon other pizzas, and that was
That
basically.
sounds nice though.
Oh yes, it's great. It's also really bad for you.
Oh.
And because he was doing them so often, he wasn't like the Korean mukbangers who tend to be like slim, like female, and like don't say anything.
Oh yeah, I think my missus was watching one of them.
Wouldn't be surprised. Like, it's a very common form of entertainment in this world, apparently.
So, walk into the room the other day. Completely unrelated to absolutely anything.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, walk into the room the other day, and she was having YouTube on the big TV, and she was watching this. I was actually going to work, and she was in the other room watching this YouTuber. And I walk in, and she's like, "I'm gonna go on Reddit, and I'm gonna watch posts of men and how they live in their rooms."
Oh God! Oh no! I know what she's talking about. Okay.
So I walk into the room, and I'm like, I'm here to cause chaos. I'm going to work, so I need to cause some chaos before I go. And I'm like, this is unacceptable. How are you watching this? How dare she tell me how to live my life? How dare she has an opinion? Why is she woman-splaining me all this stuff? Like, this is, like, honestly, can you not watch this in front of me? Can you just turn it off and watch it when I'm not in the room?
To my people and my culture.
Exactly. Like, why is she woman-splaining me how to arrange my room as a man? And Carolyn sort of, for a second there, was like, is he for real, or is it what's going on here? Because I sounded like I'm like honestly, like, really take offense to what she's saying in there, because she's explaining me as a man how to live. That's woman-splaining, okay? This is absolutely horrible. It's not fair, I don't need her to tell me how to arrange my furniture. And she sort of started doing a point being like, oh yeah, because a lot of men live in a room with a chair and just and then she realized, oh, he's fucking with me. He's just being a dick for no reason.
I think it's like I'm sure she I think the trick that she missed was she wasn't looking directly at your face when you were doing it, because
oh no I was committed, Billy. I was committed. I could have had a career as a drama actor. I am dramatic enough if I need to be. I have sort of a Latin accent, so I could be in the telenovelas. I could definitely be in a telenovela. I'm doing a thing with my hand and you're looking at it, so I can be in a telenovela.
To be fair, your pronunciation of telenovela was pretty good. So
because I'm Romanian, which is its Latin roots. So we kind of speak the same sort of language.
Yeah, I suppose.
So it's like,
did you roll your R's in Romania? Like, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, here's Romanian R lesson. It's Rica nu știa să zică rățușcă Rândunica, because I almost fucked that one up. Because Rândunica is a very hard one.
Fair enough. What does that mean? Just out of
so
interest.
Rika cannot say R, duck, and then there's the name of a bird.
Oh, right.
Because duck is Rățușcă, which means little duck, and Rândunica it's like a little birdie.
So
Rica nu știa să zică.
Nu știa să zică. Rățușcă.
Rândunica. Yeah, that was close enough. I just have to say it like a million times.
Is Romanian one of those languages where, like, if you get your pronunciation slightly wrong, it means a totally different word?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's not like...
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Because a lot of Eastern European languages are like that,
I don't think... I don't know, maybe. I actually don't speak most of the East European languages, to be completely honest.
I was
Romania, culturally, we stayed Latin, even though there's, how they're called, the other... What are the Bulgarians categorized as?
What, Orthodox? Or
No, man, not religiously.
The Bulgarians?
I'm talking about culturally.
Bulgarian?
Slavs?
I guess.
I think they are. Because I think Romania
You're talking to an audience of English people, man. As far as we're concerned, everyone south of France is Slavic.
It's not south of France. They're actually Latin. So the French, the Spanish, and the Italian, they're actually Latin.
Yeah. And
Romanians, obviously. Because, we like to brag about that.
This is a great insight into the Romanian culture.
I don't know why. How did we get here?
I don't know how we got here. We got here from work. we're talking about work, right?
Yeah.
So,
Going back.
going back to the point that I was laboriously trying to make, if, and this is a handy life hack for anybody who's out there, if you can find a way to take your attention away from the time, and even if it's just by, being a bit busier at work, sometimes taking your attention away from the time makes the day go quicker. So,
Yeah.
my advice, if you're working a job where people, you don't necessarily have to be observed all the time, get yourself a little pack of Post-it notes and do some origami. Learn how to make a dog. Learn how to make a snake.
So
Learn how to make a dolphin. That one's fun.
when I started learning to hospitality, so I started in Cyprus and I was working with my brother. I'm not sure if I said the story.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you told this story.
So, well, my brother told me, because in the beginning, I used to just stand around and do nothing. And he's like, you can't do that. You need to look busy at all times. And I'm like, oh, I don't wanna. I was 21, so it's like that's what. I don't wanna be here. And he's like, just take a napkin and move. Take the same napkin and just move around the restaurant. Even if you don't have any tables, you don't have to serve anyone, you don't have to do anything. Just move that napkin. And then when you see a manager, move quicker. So that everybody thinks you are actually doing something even though you're not.
That's amazing.
It's like you see a manager going, oh, hey, how you doing? And just run off.
Yeah.
Run into the kitchen and then run out of the kitchen and then run somewhere else and then run back into the kitchen. Just move constantly.
Yeah.
Because they can't tell you off for not doing anything if you are moving.
That is a very, very good point.
Yeah.
It does remind me of the old Bill Hicks joke, though. Like, hey, Bill Hicks, why aren't you working? There's nothing to do. Well, you pretend like you're working. Well, why don't you pretend I'm working? You get paid more than me. You fantasize. I mean, it's true, though. We've had managers say that to me, like, well, just look like you're working. And I'm like, okay.
Well, what would I look for? Like
pretends
I'm working
to type.
I don't know. Never worked in an office. I don't think I could do it. Like I tried it for a minute and then I was like,
what kind of office work were you doing? Like,
so I tried. It was business to business sales at some point. It was so
sales.
crushing. It lasted me a whole shift, and I'm like, no, I don't want to call you. And I think that's why I developed a hatred for cold callers.
yeah.
When you get the phones, like, and for some reason, because probably my life insurance needs to be renewed, I get phone calls from these companies that are looking out for your life insurance, which they are not, and somehow they have my information. It's like, is there Mr. Visazia Visputputide? I'm like, dude, yeah, sure. What you want? Because they can't say my surname. Because my surname, CE together, it's Che. And if you read my surname, you wouldn't read it as a Che in there.
Right.
So the way they say it, it's really bad. And I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah, it's me. Just go get on with it. And he's like, I'm calling from this so company that looks after life insurances. And I'm like, no, close. Right. And when I was in the car accident, that was an even funnier one. When I had that car back into my car, somehow your information goes on the internet and gets sold. Because they called me and it's like, I heard you were in an accident that wasn't your fault. And instinctively, because I had the same phone call before, I said, no, I wanted to run the children over. Can you help me? They hanged up.
That's brilliant. That moves on. That actually ties into the thing I wanted to bring up.
Okay, what? Running children over?
Yes.
Dude, we're not doing that.
Anymore. The point is, cold callers, right? Because I used to do this. I did it for about a week and a half. 3 of those days were training, which I got paid for.
Nice.
Nice. This was in
Suckers.
2010.
Can you do a job of just going to jobs, get the training, and leave?
I wish. It takes too long to get. I did think about that, but it takes too long to get the job.
Sorry,
anyway, it's a good idea, but yeah. So this job was selling solar panels in winter during a snowstorm
in the UK.
In the UK, but in 2010, when everyone had just lost their house. So it was a really stupid job.
Side note. My neighbors, they have solar panels. And
really?
he's like, I think I'm paying a lot more electricity now than I was paying my previous flat, which was the same size and didn't have solar panels. And I'm not sure how that works.
Oh, it might be a smart meter thing. I don't know. Like that's strange. The way that this solar panel company worked was that we were only allowed to like give we were supposed to string them along, get a bunch of information out of them about like their age and their income and where they lived and whether they lived in a listed building or whatever. And then only after getting all that information would we be allowed to, offer this person book a time in for someone to go over and assess the place for suitability, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I saw so many people like people who have perfectly willing customers who are really interested in getting solar panels and cutting their energy bills and blah 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 blah. I saw so many of them turned away because they had foreign sounding names. I'm not joking.
No.
Yeah, these people were racist as shit. They were awful.
That's fine. Actually, that works for my advantage. I hope people look at my surname and be like, oh, he's going to be hard to talk to and just not call me.
No, they will still call you. They will still interrupt your day. But they will only, it means that once even if you're actually liking what they're saying and you want to buy it, you probably wouldn't be allowed to. Because the manager will go, nah, sounds like a foreigner. Nah. I saw that happen literally like quite a few times, and it was always insane to me. It was just like,
what, they don't want foreigners to have good deals. I want these solar panels now.
Yeah,
that's a perfect way. It makes me want a solar panel now.
If it'll stop these people from calling you about solar panels, and yeah. But the right, so I worked this job for like a week. I hate every second of it, and like every single time someone picked up the phone, I was like, oh god, why did you pick up the phone? Now I have to try and sell you this aching bullshit. And anyway, but one of the things I learned is because there's a little box at the side of the computer screen where you like, oh okay, we're calling this a dead lead, and they hate it when you call it when you sign a lead as dead because they paid good money to get your data. So that's a cost efficiency. So they never let you go out of their like rotating number auto call list if they can help it. So one of the ways to surefire get that to happen is to swear at them. Honestly, be as mean as you like. Start fucking with them, prank them, hang up on them, say derogatory things about their mother. Do what, like, the more harsh you are, the less chance you have of getting a call back. When I was 19, right? I was getting calls.
Don't encourage this, Billy.
No, I'm serious. That's the only way to get your name off the list.
Oh, dude.
I had so many people I called up, right, and they were fucking raging at me because I said specifically for you to take my number off of your call list. Why have you not done this? Why have you not done this? I want to speak to your manager now. I want to speak And what the manager would do is just like, yes, sir, I'm very sorry, sir. This won't happen. A click. They just put the phone down on him.
What are you going to do? You're going to call me back to complain?
Yeah, exactly. They don't have our number, so they can't call back. And I was like, I watched this, like, I thought the manager was going to be, like, professional and, like, show me the way to de-escalate this situation. Nope, just, you're just going to hang up on the guy? Oh, okay then. And that guy was still not removed from the list.
So what, you were meant to just swear as much as possible?
Yeah, just say, fuck off. If you ever contact me again, I'm going to commit some act of violence against, like...
You see this puppy?
Yeah.
No,
so, like,
we're not going there.
Like, if you get like, what you should do is you get a scam caller is just like get a sound effect of like a dog being shot in like from like a movie or something, and just like play it down the thing at them.
Why? Where will you even get the video? Like, I actually don't know. No, we're not going there.
I'm sure you can find.
No. I'm not raging again.
Yeah,
I raged once today. I'm good.
One rage a day is good.
Yeah.
2 is too many.
Yes.
But yeah, the real trick of getting rid of those annoying robocall bullshit is just to be insulting. Just say fuck you and fuck your mother and put the phone down. That's the best way to get chucked off those lists.
Nice.
Because then they go, okay, this person was offensive.
Billy, you literally made me worse person on the phone.
I know. I'm sorry to all the cold callers out there.
I'm gonna have so much fun. Can somebody call me right now, please? Somebody.
The thing is, honestly, I started over like the few days I worked there. I started getting so like tired of talking to, trying to sell shit to people, that I was actually really thankful when they just told me to fuck off, because it meant I could just go, okay, dead, never have to call them again. Bye.
But yeah,
and the bosses couldn't say shit to me because like they have policies against staff being abused, and they have to have those because the government makes them. So they were like, okay, well, yeah, I suppose we'll let you get rid of it.
Now I'm just thinking, I would make a second list. So if they swear, I just send them to different companies which are even worse as cold callers. So you put their numbers like, this guy's been a dick. Let's put them on that list.
Oh, yeah, we'll sell that to the next company.
Exactly.
That's trying to sell even worse stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Hi, we are from...
Don't give these people ideas. No.
We are from the Big Black Dildo Company. I heard you said something about somebody's mother. We
Did
are
you know
here...
that she's a valued customer and we will not have...
How about you buy one of our big black dicks? So you calm yourself down.
It sounds like you've got something stuck up your ass there, sir.
So you will love our product.
Oh God, we've just given them like a great idea for a countermeasure. Now my tactic doesn't work. I'm sorry, people. I try to give helpful life advice, and this man has just come up with a perfect counter, something I can't stop anyone from doing.
I'm thinking now. I don't think I should have said.
No, it's fine. Just it's in the record now. It's done.
It's fine.
You don't focus on the past. Focus on being present in the moment.
Think for the future.
If I had known though that I could get through those hours of my day, which felt like weeks, when I was like just waiting for the phones to pick up and have to talk to someone off a script, then if I had known about the origami trick back then, I would have been so much more able to cope with that job.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That was by far and away like the worst job I ever had. Like just a week of just misery.
Well, I had an interview to work for the post office.
Really?
Yeah, this was about 10 years ago. Because I was like looking for a job doing something else. Because I'm like, oh, I don't know, I've been doing this for long enough. I should find something else. And I applied for post office job, but I think it was still state-run post office.
About 10 years ago, I think it might have been, yeah.
So I went there and I applied online. They're like, can you come in the post office? And it was the small post office. I actually can't say where it was.
Yeah, down the road somewhere.
Down the road, right. And I go in there and there was this white male, way too British man, and he's like
the sort of man who looks like he works for the post office.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It looked like his mustache was yellowed by smoking too many cigarettes, kind of man. And I go to him, I'm like, hey, I applied, told me to come in, I'm here. And he's like, can you read this? And he gave me an insurance script.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, so the post office was selling insurance, and he's like, you need to be able to sell me this insurance and understand this insurance in order for you to get hired. I'm like, wait. Back then it was like £9 an hour, or even less than that. It was like 10 years ago. I'm like, oh, do I want to sell this for £9 an hour? And I'm like, yeah, I'll come back when? Tomorrow? Yeah, that's perfect. Never went back.
Good.
I'm like, dude, it's a blaming post office. Why would I sell insurance out of? Who am I gonna sell insurance to in a post office?
Old people, I guess. Like,
dude, like how is that even a thing? Anyway, so it's like, that was one of the worst things I seen. I think.
Yeah, I can imagine that being pretty awful. I had friend. I knew a person who used to work selling like gold coins, like advertised on the TV, and with the best will in the world. I know very few people who work in sales, but most of the ones I've met, with a couple of notable exceptions, have been complete sociopaths. Like they're like mini Elon Musks. They think like, yeah, if I just hustle and I go,
I'll
grind,
pick it off the list.
hustle.
You mentioned him.
I know. We have to do this, the obligatory Elon reference moment. But yeah, the point is, these kinds of like jobs where you like call up old people and like basically like lie to them and trick them into buying coins that are like lose their value as soon as they purchase them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yes, but put your savings into gold and leave it behind for your family. Oh, don't you want to provide for your family?
But it's not actual gold, right? It's probably just gold plated, or it's like 14 carats gold. which has very little value.
Yeah, it's basically worthless, but they sell like commemorative coins. There's only a limited minting of these.
Oh, I remember I applied once for a special coin. I don't know why I did that, and it only cost me about £6. Never got a coin.
Seriously?
Yeah. Never got an actual coin.
So that's a different kind of scam. Then.
No. Yeah, definitely. Like I don't know why I did that. I knew better. I still ordered that coin. Yeah, I think it was. Can't remember. I think it was a Jubilee coin.
Right.
So that would be. I lived through this, so I should have a coin. Such a stupid idea. Such a stupid idea.
It's funny. It's funny when I was like clearing out my grandma and granddad's house after my granddad passed. We found what could only be described as a cubic shitload of like commemorative royal event mugs. So you had like the Queen's coronation. You had like the royal wedding. The silver jubilee, the bronze jubilee, the blah blah blah, like all the jubilees.
Yeah.
The next royal wedding, another royal wedding. There was tons of these. Like,
did you get the Diana got murdered one as well?
I'm not sure if there was a Diana got murdered one, but
that's a missed business opportunity.
I know, right? Like
with the Queen signing every single one of them.
That would have been awesome. I think a Diana car crash commemorative mug and plate set.
So I saw this meme on the internet. It was the Queen shooting. It said 1994. The Queen shooting a rifle, blah blah blah, and right underneath it says, "Oh, it shoots really nicely, but we should go with the car." Yeah,
that's pretty good. To be
it was pretty good. I read it and I'm like, wait, what? Ooh, this is how I went. Because initially I'm like, what? And then I see what they did there. Yeah.
The thing is, right? I looked up like how much are these like commemorative mugs and plates and shit worth. Even like 50 years later, like the coronation of the Queen, that should be like a big deal, right?
No.
Nope, they're still worth absolutely bugger all because they made so many of them.
Oh yeah, because they made millions and millions. Yeah, like, everybody wanted one.
Yeah, it was like a sort of national patriotic thing to do, to buy this worthless tat and just keep it in a cupboard somewhere for your children to find.
I wonder if the Queen actually made money off of that.
I imagine that she makes some of it because her face was on a bunch of it, right? So
because you're selling the rights on it, right? So you're selling your liking. When you're famous,
yeah,
right. So you would have to make money off of it, because otherwise, I don't see the point of it. It's the same, like how they used to have on the Heinz ketchup bottles the Queen's stamp.
Yeah.
They don't have it anymore.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah. So they just take it off. So that was the Queen's recommendation, and I imagine Heinz paid a lot of money for that seal to be there, and then she passed away. So. Old Charlie boy, he's like, "Oh, you need to pay me again," and he's like, "I already paid your mother," and I'm like, no, you have to pay me now.
Oh yeah, because Heinz really need the advertising. This point.
Hey, listen, it's the Queen's mark, King's mark, but you don't want the King's mark. It sounds bad.
Yeah, having the King's mark sounds like he's gonna like hunt you down and shoot you or something. Like, there's the King's mark. Yeah, that's where we fire the arrows, boys.
In their ketchup, please.
Oh, you see, it's not blood, children, it's ketchup. Shall we eat some pheasant?
I'll tick that one off. Racist accents. Done? We're getting all the marks with this one, Billy.
I don't think that taking the piss out of posh boys who hunt things is racist. It's classist. It's completely different.
Okay, it's
classism that's okay because they're rich and who cares? Fuck them.
So just because they're rich, we can hate on them.
Yes.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Simple reason. You choose to be rich.
I can live with that. You chose to be rich. Yeah.
Hey man, if they wanted to give away their money, they could at any given time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to see that happening.
Yeah, it won't happen. Never does.
Because literally, if the 2% of the world would decide tomorrow to fix every single problem in the world, it would have been fixed.
Yep, it would have. And we've got evidence of this, and you're going to hate me for bringing up Elon Musk twice in the same episode.
Dude, I can't double tick it, can I?
Try. Just squeeze a little. Yeah, there you go. Squeeze a little tick into the. There we go. Right. There, it's fine.
We're playing have we mentioned everything we hate bingo?
Yeah, it's hatred bingo. It's great, and it will keep your like heart warm in times of madness. But bringing up Elon Musk, so one of the things that I think he said, you know, if I ever saw like a proper like an actual like plan to like end world hunger, I would totally do it. And the UN, being the UN, came up with a plan. They said, okay, 60 billion quid, that's how much it's going to cost to fix world hunger. This is how we plan to do it. Can we have your financial support, Mr. Elon Musk? And he ignored them.
Yeah, of course he did.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Because he's a piece of shit.
He is an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah. Elon Musk being
He's
a garbage
not even a good
human
Nazi. There's another thing. Because he can't build cars. Yeah.
Right. Remember we were talking about like why work sucks, you know? Like...
Yeah, I know. But listen, I think at this point, our videos always have a theme, but it's optional.
It's always spiraling in some direction somewhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, it wouldn't be as fun if we didn't have that.
Yeah, because if we don't have a good giggle out of this, is work. And we already talked about work. It takes a long time.
I don't
brought it around.
I don't want doing this podcast to feel like we're pulling teeth and it takes forever and it's really sucky and painful.
Yeah. Funny thing is, like, you know, the last video we said we're gonna do it for 20 minutes just so we can rage for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It took an
hour. We
didn't even finish it.
I know. This is the thing with making content that reacts to stuff. Like, by law, it always seems to end up like twice or three times as long as like the thing you're reacting to. Like, that's just a sort of rule of thumb, but
I really want, if anybody got to this point in the video, do you want us to make videos that we react to stuff to?
Yeah, send us stuff to react to. Is our email address in the video thing? Is it on the...
I think that you can message us on YouTube, right?
No, you can't actually do YouTube messages anymore.
No.
So you'll have to leave comments asking us questions and stuff. Do it. Put suggestions
all 10
in the
of
comments.
You, please.
We say all 10 as if we're all watching right now.
Yeah.
If I keep coughing like that into the microphone, then they're not going to be listening for long at all.
Yeah.
But should we wrap it there? I think
we should keep it short.
I think we should have a little bit of a shorter one today, because otherwise
we can keep it short. It's only 50 minutes.
It's only 50 minutes, so I'm sorry that the last 10 minutes of us, like, you know, trying to figure out how else we can make this about Elon Musk.
Yeah. Well, we almost got bingo. We just needed to mention the orange clown. Bingo!
No,
I got bingo.
See, you can't just say, well, there's only one thing missing on my bingo card, and it's this. Oh, bingo! That's just cheating, man.
Doesn't matter. We put no rules into this, so
that's true.
I won. And on that note, just because I won, thank you guys for listening. And this was Andre, and that's Billy.
Life advice: just try and keep your mind occupied when you're bored at work. That's the only thing I wanted to say with this podcast. I've been Billy.
And I've been Andre.
And this is us signing off.
I say the figures are in